This weekend we have a really weird, strange movie coming out called Wolf. Stick around to find out what my thoughts are on this movie. So Wolf is directed by Nathalie Biancheri, and it stars George MacKay, Lily Rose Depp, Paddy, Considine, and many others who are just give a very weird performance, I'll say. And this movie has a lot of potential. It felt like this movie could have said something much deeper than what it led on. But the story is about a, a kid who thinks that he is a wolf. So his parents send him to like a rehabilitation center ran by the Zookeeper, is the title of the villain in this, to kind of get rid of these notions that they're an animal. And each one of these students thinks they are a different animal. There's a German Shepherd. One kid thinks he is a parrot, a wolf, a cat, and many others. And I think a horse is one. But it's just his story of kind of taking these kids and making them believe they aren't this animal by showing them, oh, a parrot can fly. Well, can you fly? No, then you're not an animal. And it's just trying to get through to these kids about who they truly are as humans. Yeah, sounds like a weird premise concept, but a good concept. I feel like it just fell on the execution of it. I feel this movie could have delved deeper into some bigger issues, and it kind of just focused on the love story aspect of it and not really on the mental health part of this movie as much. But it's very slow paced too. A lot of just close up of these students, kids, as you call them. I don't know what to call them really. Patients, I guess, would be the correct term. It's just close ups on them and just a steady camera focus on this one patient and just seeing how they act and why they think they're what animal they believe they are. And this movie just completely, I just watched Step Brothers again recently, and it kind of reminded me of the dad in Step Brothers who just want to be a T-Rex, that little joke they throw. But apparently this is a real condition and something this movie kind of brings a light to, and something that is kind of not seen, kind of not known about in like the public eye. And one of the best performances in this is the Zookeeper. He's very aggressive with his patients. It's very tough love. It reminds me of the teacher in Whiplash by J.K. Simmons. It's just he's very aggressive. The dog pees at one point. So he sticks the kid's nose in the piss, and it's very like knock that off, kind of like parenting and like aggressive parenting that most people aren't used to these days. And it's kind of like, should he be doing this to these kids? Why are the parents letting them do this to these kids? But it's never, the movie never focuses on that. And that's where I felt like it failed in the execution and the story of this movie in general. The movie Wolf did have great sound design. Sound mixing was great as well. Each one of these characters, I don't know if they actually did the voice themselves of the animal, but each time the wolf howled, it sounded like a wolf. Each time the girl was acting like a horse, she sounded like a horse. I'm pretty sure they did some sound mixing in that and just did some background recording of these animals making those sounds. It's not actual human making them, but it sucks you into that reality that why they think they are this animal, and because they sound like it and because they're acting like it as much as they can, they just feel trapped in this body. They're in the wrong body. They were born in the wrong body, which is a big issue here in modern day today, which the movie barely touches on again. So that's another reason why the execution kind of failed on this weird fantasy story. And I do have to shout out the bird girl in this, the one who thinks she's a parrot. She gives a great performance. She's dressed up like a parrot throughout half of the movie, and just it's kind of funny. She just repeats what the nurse says and all that, like a parrot. She's very in the element of a parrot. So I just gotta give a shout out to Lola Petticrew, who plays the girl in this movie. She gives a fantastic performance. All the kids, I think, give a great performance, just evolving into this animal they are. For George MacKay, he plays the main character in this, the wolf, and his just walking like a wolf. He has the mannerisms down as a wolf, and it's just gets you sucked into the movie, involved in the movie. It's great. It's probably one of the best parts of the movie is just seeing the transformation of how a human would do wolf-like qualities, and just how strange and absurd it is. And this movie, I felt like it could be a lot better, but most of my score of giving this movie is based on the performances of these kids who just make you believe that, yeah, they really do think they're an animal and here's why. But the movie just, it could have been so much more. And for that, I'm going to give it a 33 out of 100. Very strange movie in theaters this weekend. Go check it out. It's very low budget indie movie. And I think it was filmed in Ireland and all that. So it's kind of American Irish film. Very strange, out of the box, not your typical movie. So if you're into those, go check it out, support this movie, drive up that box office of this movie because it deserves it for these young up and coming filmmakers as well.